I think we have power. Certainly have it on the track. Let's hope that the starter's got some.
Well, the meeting record, Michael Johnson, 20.01. That's the target. And the French record is the target for Christophe Lemaitre. It's 20.16, the French record.
Well, they're still waiting there. Looked as though the starters marksman had been and spoken to all of the athletes to explain to them what was going on, and then a minute or two ago went out to pretty much tell them to get ready, that they were sorted. It's a little bit embarrassing, this is really, for the organisers. These are obviously athletes who are not used to being kept on the start line. It's not particularly warm either. It's been getting cooler by the minute. Bolt, with all of his illness issues as well, I'm sure isn't enjoying this. He's kept a smile on his face. He's that sort of character. The crowd are just starting to get a little bit restless as well. They didn't mind a few minutes ago, but now they are probably sympathising with the athletes and thinking, well, come on, let's just get on with this.
I'll tell you at one point you were just pointing out, we're looking down the previous winners at Paris, and quite right, Frankie Fredericks, who won this race twice, ran 1999 in 1992 after Michael's 20.01, so I can't see why that isn't the meeting record, quite frankly.
Well, I think it may well be that it was in this meeting, but this meeting has had its name changed. I don't know what they call meeting records, etc. Let's stick with Frankie's 19.99.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do, Usain. His demeanour is the same as ever, so on the evidence of what we can see, he's raring to go, but they're all, I'm sure, pretty frustrated with his very, very long wait. And as you said earlier on, it'll probably be Lemaitre who may well be feeling the nerves a little more than one or two of the others. Finally, though, it looks as though we're ready to get underway for this men's 200 metres. It's been almost 10 minutes, even more, that they've been out there. Technical problems now finally seem to be resolved. So just to recap, we have Tinmar of France on the inside, then Sean Crawford. Lane 3 is empty. Darvis Patton second in the US champs in 4. Then it's Lemaitre, European champion, in 5. Usain Bolt, fastest man in the world, in 6. Forsyth, Jamaica, Cirillo of Trinidad. Set. Cleanly away, Bolt gets a very good start indeed. Patton gets a good start inside Lemaitre, but look at Bolt, he's away and gone. Round the top bend, he is storming round that bend into the home straight. Lemaitre nowhere near him. Patton trying to get there, here comes the Frenchman. But it's all about Usain Bolt, he's clear and gone. Bolt comes to a canter in the end, 20.03. Lemaitre never ever got close. He's out there in the stratosphere on his own. It may not have been the sort of race from Bolt that people would have wanted to see here, maybe a 19.6 or something, but he did enough. And wasn't it good that he came here and raced despite everything he's gone through in the last 24 hours? It was a pretty good performance in the end. Not vintage, pretty good nonetheless. And he did what he always does, he pleased the crowd and came away with a victory. Lemaitre, though, you have to say, I think, Stuart, all of that waiting affected him. It was a terrible bend from the Frenchman.
Yes, it was, and Usain Bolt had a great bend, and once again a superb transition. Look how close to the inside of the lane he is for a big man. Look at that. That's a wonderful piece of running. Lemaitre threatened a little bit there, came up on him a little bit, but then he went again, and Bolt then finished the race about 10 metres out. 20.21, a season's best for Christophe Lemaitre. But this is a man who is the best we've ever seen. The history of sprinting, Usain Bolt is a man who has never been matched in time or in manner. Brilliant, brilliant. Not the great race that we expected, not the great time that we expected, but I have to say that that big 10-minute wait will have certainly have affected them. And you'd sometimes wonder whether Lemaitre would have got that French record. It was 20.16. But Bolt, looking up at the big screen, he's watching himself. He's watching himself to the line. He can see where Christophe Lemaitre is, and he knows he's got it all tied up. But certainly the young man certainly didn't have a great bend. You're quite right, he didn't. And once he got in the straight, he really had to work so hard to stay within contact. Well, sort of in contact.
Yeah, I agree, Stuart. I think Lemaitre is going to run under 20 seconds. He's run 20.21 then. I thought it was a pretty poor bend from him. Bolt, you know, winning as he likes. He's not 100%. I really do hope that Bolt can build into the rest of the season. No Tyson Gay, of course, is having an operation now. But this high jump, though, is going to keep us royally entertained for the rest of the evening, I think.
Yes, it is. 2:34, nowhere near it that time, Dimitri. That's two failures from Barber and Dimitri.
I just, you know, the sprinting at the moment, Powell is the big threat now, isn't he, all of a sudden? And Powell will be running in the Diamond League in Birmingham on Sunday. No Bolt there, of course. And as the season progresses and we move towards Daegu, there's been a lot of talk about whether or not Bolt's in the sort of shape to produce those superlative performances that we've seen from him at the Worlds and the Olympic Games. I'm not sure that that is the case. I think he is trying to get himself back. He had such a down year last year, and he's talked about it, hasn't he? He said I got a bit lazy, etc. He said I'm better this year, I'm more focused.